Good evening.
Good evening, Miss.
Good evening, Mr. Rosales. Nice to see you. Okay, well, we're gonna continue. And let me see. Let me open the book. Remember that I already explained, right, and share about this, the position, the meaning. Okay, so today we're gonna practice. Let's start with, sorry. Let's start with the exercise in this page. This is easy because the key, remember, is to follow. I lost the book. Give me a second. I closed. Okay. Now. Okay, here. This part. Okay, this part is what we're going to solve. Remember that the point is the adverb, okay? The adverb before the verb. Okay, so I'm gonna give you, let's say 3 minutes. 3 minutes. For example, you have in a question, do you usually have a big breakfast? Remember that I said the best position is before the verb. But if it is verb to be, after the verb. But in this case, all of them, we don't have any verb to be. So the position will be the same. You have to look for the verb and place the adverb before the verb. Easy. It doesn't matter if it is a question, if it is negative, if it is affirmative. It's the same. It's the same for all the different type of sentences. Okay, so 3 minutes. Gonna count 3 minutes and then I will ask you. Okay, think or do it in your notebook. 3 minutes. Two minutes. 1 minute. Okay. It's time. I think that you already did it. Let's see. The first. Who has the first, no, because it's done, right? In letter B, the first letter B here. Tell me, what did you do? In letter B. Let's see, María de Los Ángeles. Tell me.
Sería, well, on Sunday, I always have a big breakfast with my friends.
Correct. Okay, very good. That's correct, Maria. Thanks. Mr. Rosales, do you have this, the next letter A?
I'm sorry, Miss. Estoy un poco perdido ahorita.
Okay, so pay attention.
Voy a poner atención.
Okay, and if you have any, remember, you were in class yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the last part that I explained, that we have to respect. Those are adverbs of frequency. Always, ever, sometimes. So I told you that the position for these adverbs is before the verb. So that's why Maria put it here, right? Maria says, well, on Sunday, I always have, before the verb, I always have a big breakfast with my friends. That's the position that Maria used, and is correct. Always before the verb. And that is for all the rest. That's what we have to keep in mind, okay? That position, because that is the general position. Okay, and remember that there are some verbs like hardly ever, never, that we never use at the beginning. Nunca lo podemos usar al principio. Okay, but the point is that before the verb, ahí a nadie le van a hacer mala cara, ninguno le van a hacer mala cara before the verbs. Okay, so pay attention, and if you have a question at the end, let me know. Okay, next, Mr. Beltran. Do you have this, Mr. Beltran?
Do you ever eat breakfast at work on weekdays?
Correct. Do you ever, right? Well, let me write it here. Do you ever? Correct, Mr. Beltran, thanks. Do you ever eat? And Maria says, I always. Correct. Okay. So, let me see who else. Mr. Giron. Next.
Yes, I sometimes take breakfast at the office Restaurant.
Okay, yes, I sometimes, here in this position, I sometimes
Right.
have breakfast on the office restaurant. Correct, Mr. Hiron. Thanks. Remember that the verb is have breakfast, right? No breakfast. We can say breakfast individually, but when we are talking about the noun. But remember, everybody, please remember that we have, if you need a verb, you need to add have, eat, or take. Pero nunca solo breakfast. I breakfast, no. So that's why you can see here, have breakfast in this case, right? Okay, next. Mr. Cepeda. What do you have? Cedric?
Yeah.
Yes?
Do you often eat breakfast at your desk?
Okay, do you often, correct? Do you often eat breakfast at your desk? Correct. And let me look for one more person. I think I have in the class Estefania, right? Is of this group? I remember Estefania or Stephanie? Estefania? Stephanie?
Teacher,
Okay.
yo soy Stephanie.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sería, no, I hardly ever eat breakfast at my desk.
Okay, thanks. Very good. I hardly ever
Eat breakfast.
eat. No eat. I hardly ever, but that's the point, correct. Thanks, Stephanie, right? Well, Carolina. So I hardly ever eat breakfast at my desk. You see, it's easy. Just to keep that in mind. It is like any and some, right? That we have the information that if it is a question, any. If it is interrogative, any. If it is affirmative, some. Easy. So in this case, before the verb. It's not complicated, okay? Because we have to think just about the position, about those concepts, no one by one, okay? So, you see, that's the point. That's the correct position when we use these adverbs of frequency. Yesterday, we were talking about the meaning, right? Adverb of frequency, because they tell us about the frequency in which we do some activities. Okay, good, very good. Thanks for your answers. Okay, let's see. Let me here. Okay, we have unscramble the sentences. So I'm gonna give you 3 more minutes so you can work individually. Okay, and then we're gonna check them together. I don't want to do it in one go because sometimes some people just is listening and writing, listening and writing. No, the idea is that you try to do it and you can see, yes, it's correct. Oh no, I did this wrong. Okay, I forgot this, I forgot that. Okay, so you can see if you have a mistake. Okay, so 3 minutes to do it individually. And then we're gonna check them together. Remember, try to recognize what is the adverb, what is the verb, right? And you will always start if it is affirmative, right? If you have a WH word, remember that the WH word goes at the beginning. When, what, where, how, etc. Those are at the beginning, if it is a question. But in this case, it's not a question. So it's not necessary at the beginning, okay? Number 2 is not at the beginning because it's not a question. When they are questions, this goes at the beginning, but this is not a question. One more minute. Okay, let's see. Who has number 2?
I'm volunteer.
Tell me. Yes?
When I watch TV, I never eat snacks.
Okay, can be right. When I watch TV, never. I never
eat snacks.
snacks. Okay, that's correct. Or can be in the middle, right? I never eat snacks when I watch TV. That's another possibility. Okay, if just in case, right? If someone has that way, I never eat snacks when I watch TV, it's possible too, when in the middle. Or as your classmate said, when I watch TV, I never eat snacks. Okay, 2 possibilities. Number 3. Who has number 3?
Sometimes I eat eggs for my breakfast.
Okay,
For breakfast.
Okay, that can be, right? But yeah, could be sometimes at the beginning. But what is the traditional? It's a second option, but what is the one that we are working? In what position? Another option would be?
I sometimes eat egg for breakfast.
Correct. I sometimes eat eggs for breakfast. Okay, that is that we are working because there are no exceptions in that position. Of course, that in this case, sometimes is one of those verbs that is very common to use it at the beginning. So it's correct to say sometimes but remember that not all the adverbs can be used at the beginning. That's why we are using the position before the verb, because in that position, everybody is welcome, okay? And in the other positions, we have to know specifically what verbs can be at the beginning and what cannot be at the beginning. But that's another possibility. Okay, who has number four?
I usually have dinner with my family.
There you are. Okay, correct. I usually have dinner with my family. Okay. And we did it together, right? So no problem. Okay. So I'm gonna take the attendance. Take the screenshot. Here we go. Okay, now. Okay. So now let me call your names one by one. Alison Michelle? No. Bestie Selena? No. Brian Rigoberto? No. Carlos Alberto? Mr. Rosales?
Present, Miss.
Okay, thanks. Carolina Stephanie?
Present, teacher.
Okay, Mrs. Corres. Cecilia Hernández.
Present.
Okay. Daniel Alfredo.
Present, Miss.
Okay.
Present.
Darwin Ernesto? No. Delmi Araceli?
Present, Miss.
Okay. Miss Monge. Eric Josué?
Present.
Good. Erika Vanessa?
Present, Miss.
Okay. Farina Lisbeth? No. Fatima Janet?
Present, teacher.
Good. Okay. Gonzalo Federico?
Present, Miss.
Okay. Irene Beatriz?
Present, teacher.
Good. Iris Concepción?
Present, teacher.
Okay. Janet, no, excuse me, Janet. Jacqueline? Karina?
Present, Miss.
Okay. Janet America? No. Jennifer Vanessa?
Present.
Good. José Alberto?
Present, Miss.
Good. Luis Andrés? No. María de Los Ángeles?
Present, teacher.
Okay. Marina Inés?
Present, teacher.
Okay. Sonia Guadalupe? Sonia Guadalupe. Nancy Guadalupe, excuse me.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Miss Lozano. René Misael?
Yes.
I'm here, teacher.
Good. Salmanaí? No. Sonia Maribel? No. Jancy Esmeralda? No. Yuri Guadalupe? Yuri? No. And Zoraida? No. Okay. Anybody who didn't answer? No, everybody. Okay. I'm gonna continue. Let me open. This. Okay, give me a second, please. To open. It is opening. Okay, we're gonna do a listening. Okay, we're gonna do a listening and here. Okay, here we have this listening. Okay, so we're gonna try to identify the frequency to eat. Okay, how often they eat this food? Noodle, chicken, fish, eggs, and carrots. Sometimes, never, or often. Let's try to identify these adverbs, okay, and to understand. We're gonna train listening in this moment. So, now.
Page 62. Exercise 8. Listening. Carrots are my favorite. Part A. Devon and Victoria are talking about food. How often does Victoria eat these foods? Listen and check often, sometimes, or never.
So, what looks good, Victoria?
I don't know yet.
Well, the soup is really good. Do you like noodles?
Oh, yeah. I often eat noodles for lunch. I just don't want them tonight.
Okay. Well, the chicken is great here. How about that?
Oh, no. I never eat chicken. I don't like meat.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes I have fish or eggs, but I never eat chicken or beef.
So, do you eat a lot of vegetables?
Yes, carrots are my favorite. I often have some in the afternoon for a snack.
Okay. Easy, right? Or do you want me to play it again? Or do you have the answers? Yes? Hmm? It's
Again,
okay?
please.
Again? Okay.
Again, please.
Okay, sure. Now,
Page 62. Exercise 8. Listening. Carrots are my favorite. Part A. Devon and Victoria are talking about food. How often does Victoria eat these foods? Listen and check often, sometimes, or never.
So, what looks good, Victoria?
I don't know yet.
Well, the soup is really good. Do you like noodles?
Oh, yeah. I often eat noodles for lunch. I just don't want them tonight.
Okay. Well, the
excuse me.
Page
Adrián,
62.
abrió.
Exercise 8. Listening. Carrots are my favorite. Part A. Devon and Victoria are talking about food. How often does Victoria eat these foods? Listen and check often, sometimes, or never.
So, what looks good, Victoria?
I don't know yet.
Well, the soup is really good. Do you like noodles?
Oh, yeah. I often eat noodles for lunch. I just don't want them tonight.
Okay. Well, the chicken is great here. How about that?
Oh, no. I never eat chicken. I don't like meat.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes I have fish or eggs, but I never eat chicken or beef.
So, do you eat a lot of vegetables?
Yes. Carrots are my favorite. I often have some in the afternoon for a snack.
Okay. There we have. Right? Well, the first is done. She often eats noodles. Can you tell me what happened with the chicken?
She doesn't like.
So, okay, so what is the frequency?
Never eat.
She
Eats
never
chicken.
eats. She never eats.
She never eat.
Eats chicken. Okay, correct. She doesn't like, so it means using the adverb of frequency, she never eats chicken. Okay, can you tell me a full idea? So in this case is never, right? So can you tell me a full sentence about fish?
Sometime.
Okay, a full sentence, please. A full sentence.
She sometimes eat fish.
Okay, she sometimes eats. Remember, yes. She sometimes eats fish.
Fish.
Correct. That's what she said, right? That's sometimes. And can you tell me a full sentence, right? Don't tell me just often, sometimes, never. The idea is that we practice the present simple, the position of the adverb. We have many things to practice. The vocabulary, not just say often, never, next. No, right? So number, well, it doesn't have a number. How about X? What did she say? What did she say?
She sometimes eats eggs.
Correct. She sometimes eats. Thanks. She sometimes eats eggs. Correct. That's what she said. Sometimes. Remember that as one of your classmates said, the other possibility, but it's not the one that we are practicing because we are practicing before the verbs. Así va a ser más fácil que todo lo recordemos, right? Sin cuáles sí, cuáles no, aquí, allá, no. In that case, no problem. So, before the verb. Pero si alguien lo quiere usar porque ya sabe y recuerda que sometimes es muy usado al inicio. Yes, sometimes it's very used at the beginning. So sometimes she eats eggs. Could be too. But the option that we are practicing is she sometimes, as your classmate said, right? She sometimes eats eggs. And the last one, what do you have for the last one?
She often eats carrots.
She often eats carrots, correct? She said that often. She often eats carrots. Okay, very good. Good job. That's what she said. Correct. Okay, you identify without any problem. Okay, now I'm gonna send the practice for you to do in the breakout rooms in groups. Okay, it's a short conversation, a short dialogue. There you have it. Okay, and we're gonna go to practice. Do you ever eat the foods in part A? What are the foods in part A? Bread, noodles, fish, chicken, onions, broccoli. Okay, so you can ask for something more specific, right? Do you ever eat broccoli, for example? So you can answer with an adverb of frequency, and please do it with a full sentence. No, do you ever eat broccoli? Never. No, please don't use the answer just never. Next question, no. Because we are trying to practice and to recognize the position and that our brain recognize the position, please give a full sentence. I know that maybe in a real conversation, when we manage, right, 100%, we can say never. Forget it. Forget about it. Never. Okay, maybe in a real conversation. But now that we are getting familiar with the position, because not always we're gonna answer never, always, sometimes. No, sometimes we're gonna give the full idea. And the point is to memorize always, remember the position. So for that purpose, we need to use the full sentences. Okay, so that's what you're gonna do. Please answer with full sentences. And you can ask your classmates about any food, the ones that are there, or if you want an additional. But it's good that you focus on the vocabulary, right? To continue practicing the vocabulary. Remember that in the vocabulary, we have the cheese, we have what else? Blueberries, kiwi, cereal, beans, Okay? Meat, beef, specifically beef, etc. Okay, so that's the idea. You have many possibilities to ask your classmates. And it's short, so I think 5 or less minutes will be enough. So let me create the breakout rooms. And you can go to practice. Let's do 2 and 3. Okay, 2 and 3. Okay, let's wait for some of your classmates that are still in the breakout rooms. Okay, I think everybody's now in the main room. Okay, I won't ask you what did you investigate about your classmates, because in the next activity you're gonna do more questions and you're gonna tell me this. You're gonna share this part. You're gonna share the information. Okay, so that's why I won't ask you. Okay, what this part, right? I won't ask you what does Sofia eat, for example. She always eats chicken. She never eats broccoli. Okay, I won't ask that because in this part, we're gonna share the information about your classmates. Okay, this is the second speaking activity. This is a survey, right? A survey. So you're gonna ask your classmates, do you always have a big breakfast? So here you will, if you want, you can write, or if you just remember. Okay. No, I never have a breakfast, for example, right? Actually, I never have breakfast. Oh, really? Why? Because I don't know. I know I don't feel, I'm not hungry in the morning, for example, right? Okay, so try to do a conversation. I was telling to some of your classmates that the idea is to do a conversation, maybe not for each question, right? But maybe one, at least two, you can follow a conversation. Okay, a natural conversation. You can have a reaction and share to your classmates what you think about what they say. Okay, so those are the questions. What time do you usually have lunch? I usually have lunch at 1 o'clock, for example. What do you usually have for lunch? For lunch, right? So you see, that's what I was explaining to some of your classmates. So here you can see, girls, an example, right? I told you that in English, it's better to say for lunch than in the lunch, right? So I eat this for lunch. You see, here you have another example about what I was explaining. So what do you usually have for lunch? Well, I usually have rice. I usually have pasta. I usually have beans. I don't know. Okay? And so on, right? You're going to try to answer the different questions. If you want to add other questions that we don't have here, excellent. Do it. Okay? Well, that's what you're going to do. Now, a second speaking, I'm going to share the screenshot for you. Give me a second to do it. Okay, there you have. Let me create again the breakout rooms. So remember, my dear people, the idea is to use the full sentences, the correct position of the adverb. Okay. Here we go. Okay, now everybody is in the main room, the main section. Okay, so tell me something now, yes. Okay, now, yes. You're gonna tell me something interesting that you consider interesting, or maybe not interesting, right? Or nothing interesting. No, but maybe interesting, maybe different, or maybe just information that you remember about one of your classmates. One of your classmates. In third person, remember, I always do this because I want you to practice third person. So after this level, you're gonna manage perfectly third person. Okay, so who wants to be a volunteer to talk about your classmate? One.
Volunteers.
Okay, you're a volunteer. Just one. Okay. Volunteer, tell me, Mr. Beltran. What do you remember?
I remember Jennifer.
Okay. What happened with Jennifer?
Jennifer always have a breakfast typical USA.
Okay.
Cereal and
Okay.
milk.
Who you say? Jennifer, you said, right?
Jennifer. See?
Jennifer. Okay. So Jennifer always has, Mr. Beltran. Remember. Always
Yes,
have
remember.
a typical U.S. breakfast. Okay.
USA breakfast.
Okay. So it's common, right? It's very common. Okay, thanks. Any other information about Jennifer?
Only.
Only, okay. Thanks. Next volunteer.
Volunteer teacher.
Excellent.
Tell me one question. Tell me answer. No, she never had a big breakfast.
Breakfast. Okay, but just tell me, don't tell me Jennifer question or this was the question. No, tell me, remember that we always try to practice directly.
Okay.
Así como que me está diciendo el chambre de Jennifer, right? Directamente. Okay. Yeah, so tell me about Jennifer.
Okay, Delmi.
Delmi, excuse me.
Es Delmi.
Okay.
En la primera pregunta, ella me contestó.
No, but don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, Carolina. Just tell me this and that. Directo.
Okay. She never. Así
okay. Yeah, better. She never
had a big breakfast.
She never has. Has.
Okay.
Yes, correct. She never has a big breakfast. Okay, Delmi or Delmi never has a big breakfast. So you see that's different. That's different, right? Es que cuando nosotros estemos hablando en la vida real y allá afuera, no le voy a estar diciendo a nadie lo que le pregunté y por qué me dijo eso, right? Vamos a hablar directo sobre la persona. Es que fíjate que Sofía dice que va a ir, Sofía va a las montañas todos los domingos y a saber de dónde saca el pisto. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that person directly. You see why?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so that's the idea. That's why I insist on that, Carolina. Okay, so you get familiar to talk about someone else, ¿ok? Pero en bien, ¿ok? Estamos aprendiendo a hablar de los demás. Pero en bien, ¿ok?
Espérame.
Okay,
No es chambre,
en bien.
teacher.
No, no chambre, ¿ok? It's not easy, it's true, ¿ok? So, but you see, that's why, Carolina, ¿ok? Okay, thanks. Correct, that's different. Delmi always has a big breakfast. Wow, Delmi, you always have a big breakfast. Okay. Okay. Next person.
I volunteer, teacher.
Excellent. Excellent. Tell me.
Eric usually have lunch at
Has.
1 p.m.
Has.
Has
Yes.
Eric
Usually.
usually has lunch
Yes.
at 1 p.m.
Excellent. Correct. Eric usually has lunch at 1 p.m. Very good. Very good. Now, anybody else? One more person. You see, it's just to practice. And you will maybe, yes, it's true, it has. It's not have, because it's she. Y esa información la vamos poniendo al cerebro, y el cerebro ya después no va a decir cuando hable de él o ella, have, sino has, because it's present. No le ponía it, goes, pero aquí lo repito, y voy a poner siempre que hable de alguien, ese, right, goes, speaks, eats, has, okay? So that's why it's important that you speak. The last volunteer? Nobody else?
Me, teacher.
Okay, you, excellent. Tell me.
Iris never has lunch at 12 a.m. She say usually has lunch at 1 p.m.
Okay, she usually has
because
lunch.
because likes to be with her whole family.
Okay, with her family. Okay, one thing, Rene, in English it's important to use the subject. It's important to use the subject in English. So maybe in Spanish we omit the subject, right? So you are telling me, because you already mentioned to, I don't remember, who are you talking about?
Yes. All.
Who are you talking about? ¿De quién me estaba hablando?
De ella. Iris.
Iris, okay. Iris. So you mentioned Iris at the beginning, but then you didn't use Iris or she. Okay? You said, for example, because likes, pero ese like, si usted no le pone el she o Iris, suena como cortado y vacío en inglés. All right? So in English, we have to continue talking about the person. For example, Iris, I don't know if that was the information, but for example, Iris never eats lunch at work because she likes to eat with her family. Pero no me voy de un solo al verbo, sino que tengo que poner siempre ella o Iris. Pero por eso son los pronouns. Porque yo no quiero repetir Iris de nuevo, le pongo she, pero no dejo ese espacio vacío. Y en los dos verbos consecutivos, al primero, usted ya no me puso pronombre ni nombre, sino que iba directo con el verbo. Eso lo puedo hacer si yo uno con an. She eats lunch at 1 and does it with her family. Ahí sí le puedo quitar en she, porque lo estoy uniendo con an. Right? Pero si no lo uno con and, sino que empiezo otra oración, siempre necesito ir poniendo de quién hablo en inglés. Generalmente, cuando ya he mencionado de quién, ahí es donde entran los pronombres, para no estar repitiendo el nombre de la persona cada vez que se habla. Okay, so, but it's important in English that we use the reference, okay, o the pronoun, no directo al verbo, okay, and likes, and she likes, okay, and that's an observation that something that I noticed, okay, and some people do it, okay, we don't repeat who I am talking about. No especifico después de quién hablo y le quito la persona los verbos. Porque como en español lo hacemos, En español yo no voy diciendo tú, ella, él, right? Sino que vamos directo con los verbos. Pero en inglés es diferente. Es mejor, solo en ciertas ocasiones puedo omitir la persona. Depende con las palabras que una. Pero si yo empiezo una oración cada vez, tengo que unir, tengo que dar ese she, ponerle sujeto a la oración. Okay, well, but that's why we are practicing, right? That's the good. That's good to participate because we can see, okay, I have to change this. I'm using perfectly this part. That's the idea. To improve, right? To recognize what we can change or what we can keep using. Okay, thanks. Well, that's what we have in that case. And we're gonna do the last practice with the next. You're gonna, according to the exercise, you're gonna organize a party and you're gonna decide what to have in your party. Okay, let me send this is not in the book, right? In your book. So those are the food that you are going to choose to have or not having in your party. Okay, I already sent them to the group and you can do this conversation. Similar. I'm gonna change to, I'm gonna send the example. But of course that you can do it naturally. It's not necessary that you follow exactly this script that I sent. Okay, it's in the group too. There you have the pictures. There you have hot dogs, pizza, the ice cream, right? Popcorn, potato chips, watermelon, pineapple, grapes, corn chips, cookies, and chocolates. Okay, what things do you want? And some other. Okay, what things do you want to have in your party? That's what you are going to decide with your classmates. Okay, everybody will have an opinion and maybe you can do it. Okay, I'm gonna send them closer because maybe they are not clear, right? I'm gonna send the pictures in two parts. Here you have the first part. And the second. So what of those things do you want in your party? That's what you are going to decide with your classmates. It's the same than the first, right? It's the same. But it's in parts, so I think it's clearer, the image. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay. Let me create the breakout rooms. And when we come back, you are going to tell me, what did you decide with your classmates? In our party, we're going to have this, and that. Okay? So take notes because you are going to tell me what did you decide as a group because you are going to have a party. So as a group, in this case, you have to be, let's say, you have to agree. You have to agree. In this case, try to agree. Okay, so let's go. Let me recreate the groups. Okay, let's wait a couple of minutes for your classmates. Okay, so now I think that everybody is in the main room and you are ready to share. And let's see, pay attention because you're supposed to have things in common, right, in your group. But now we're gonna check if maybe you got things in common with the other groups. And we're gonna choose the winner, right? The winner, I mean the food. Maybe the chocolate cake is the winner. Maybe because everybody wants to have a cake in the party. Or everybody wants to have corn chips in the party. Okay, we're gonna check that. So pay attention. Okay, pay attention. Let's see what group number 1 decided. What will you have in your party, guys? Group number 1, it is, let me see, Bessie, Fatima, y Carolina.
In our party, we have vegetables, cake, snack, pizza, ice cream, cookie, coffee, hot dogs, soda, popcorns, corn chips, and whiskey.
And whiskey, oh my goodness. Bad boys, bad boys. Okay, who wants to go to that party? Nobody will go to that party because because they are healthy people. No, okay. Everybody will be in that party. Okay, you have a lot of things, right, in that party. Thanks. Let's check. Maybe someone else will have whiskey too, right? Maybe, we don't know. Let's see group number 2. Cecilia, Delmi, Erica, and Iris. What will you have in your party?
In our party, have
We'll have
chocolate, cookies, and corn chips, hot dog, popcorn, potato chips, and fruit, watermelon.
Okay. Anything in common? Do you recognize group number 1? Anything in common with you?
Chocolates.
Group number 1, do you recognize something or anything in common? Did you listen? Yes.
I remember that the groups say chocolates.
Okay, yeah, that's what you remember. Okay, let's see what they remember. Carolina, you wanted to say something.
Something popcorn.
Popcorn, it was in common.
In common.
Okay, popcorn.
Yes.
And yes.
En snack. Llevaba también,
No, but they didn't choose a snack. They didn't choose. Okay, listen again, please. Listen to her carefully. Listen to Miss Hernandez carefully. Okay. So could you repeat, Miss Hernandez, please?
Chocolates, cookies, corn chips, hot dog, popcorn, potato chips, and watermelon.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Hernandez. So now, what is in common with your group?
In common, teacher?
Yes.
Cookies, corn,
Cookies,
popcorn,
popcorn,
hot dog.
Mm-hmm.
And different?
No, just the common. Just the common.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, just the common. Okay, so now group number 2 will listen carefully to group number 3. And you're gonna tell me if group number 3 has something in common with you, group number 2. Okay, so listen carefully to group number 3. So it would be René, Jose Alberto, Maria, y Nancy. What will you have in your party, guys? Hi, group number 3. No?
I have in party ice cream.
Give me the list.
Flowers.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
The list.
The list. So tell me the list, please, because you are telling me just one by one.
Ice
Tell me
cream,
the list.
Berry, flowers, coconut, rum con pasas, vanilla, napolitano, chocolate and cookies, ice cream, hot dog, pizza, fruit, and vegetables and chip and dip.
And what? Excuse me?
Vegetables and dip.
Vegetables.
Vegetables and dip.
Okay. Anything in common, Ms. Hernandez or anybody of group number 2?
Yes.
What do they have in common with you, with your group?
We have in common hot dog,
Okay.
chocolates, and cookies. Chocolates and cookies.
And cookies. Okay, thanks, Ms. Hernandez. Okay, so now finally, group number 4 will tell us what they will have in their party. And group number 3, pay attention. So you're gonna identify if they have something in common with you. So group number 4, Eric, Federico, Irene, y Jennifer. What will you have in your party, guys?
In my party, we have cookies, pizza, hot dog, chocolate, corn chip, candy, cake, and soda.
And soda. Okay. Jennifer, thanks. Okay, group number 3. One member of group number 3 who tell me, please. What do they have in common with you? Cookies and hot dogs.
And hot dog.
Okay,
yes.
Cookies and hot dogs. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I think the winners are, what do you think? Who are the winners for the parties? Because everybody will be in that party. I mean, they will be in everybody's party. ¿Quiénes? ¿Qué comida va a estar en toda la fiesta?
I think that hot dog.
Hot dogs, yes, I think I agree. What else? Hot dog?
What else?
What else? Hot dogs is correct.
Cookies.
Cookies. Cookies. I agree.
Popcorn. Soda.
Well, not everybody mentioned popcorn and soda. Not everybody. But hot dogs.
Only 2 groups. Popcorn.
So that's why I'm saying about all the groups, Cecilia. All the groups, right? Yeah. Not just 1 or 2, all the groups. So all the groups mentioned cookies and hot dogs. And I think Yes, just that, because some of you mentioned chocolate and popcorn, but not everybody. But everybody have hot dogs and cookies. Okay, so they are the winners. Hot dogs and cookies. Okay, so that's the food that everybody chose. Okay, everybody wants to have cookies and hot dogs in the party. Yes, Mr. Beltran?
I
Yeah.
think the best party from whiskey.
Okay, group number 1.
Group number 1.
Okay, we're gonna go to group number 1's party, okay?
I
So
changed group number 1.
you go for group number 1. Okay. Okay, Mr. Beltran. But they won't have coffee, Mr. Beltran. And you love coffee, right? So they won't have coffee. So that's not a good party for you because they won't have coffee. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they will have whiskey. So
No,
you can change.
I
You can
love
change.
coffee. No,
Okay.
coffee forever.
Forever and ever. Okay. Forever and ever in love
Coffee
with coffee.
with whiskey.
Okay, yes, I guess. It's possible, right? That
It's
combination.
possible. Muy possible.
I've heard that. Okay. Well, we have time to watch a video. Okay, we're gonna watch a video. Today we're gonna close, I think, maybe tomorrow, the last part of the video, maybe. But basically tomorrow we go with unit 10. Okay, because we still have 2 more units. I thought that it was unit 9 and 10 the last, but no, you have in classroom, you have unit 10 and 11. Okay, so we still have 2 more units. Okay, tomorrow and next week will be the last one for you. So fast, right? Good. Okay, but send all the activities. Send all the activities so you can go to the next level. But if you don't send me the activities, won't be possible. Okay, so send the activities because I have some people who haven't sent the activities. Do it, please. You still have time to do it. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna start that unit, unit 10, and we'll have just 2 more, unit 10 and 11 to finish. Okay, but let me give you this last practice for this unit. Give me a second to share the video, and you're gonna choose what happened here. I'm gonna send, okay? I'm gonna send what you are going to decide. Okay, there you have the first practice with the video. So let's listen the video. It says sound off. Okay, so you won't listen. You won't listen because that's the idea, right? Sound off. So you are going to, which of these foods do you see? Okay, no sound, just what you see. If you identify coffee, eggs, broccoli, fruit salad, muffins, orange juice, etc. Okay, so give me a second to share the video so you can observe. But no sound. Let me turn off the sound. Okay, now here we go. Watch, observe, please.
I'm Paul. I'm standing in front of Sunny Side. Sunny Side is 80 years old and
No se oye, teacher.
I said sound off and that I will turn off the sound. Look at the instruction. It says sound off. That's what I said, observe.
Thank you.
Okay, what could you observe? Observe. Things that you could see.
Green tea.
Okay. Tea in general, right? They didn't mention that it's green tea, but yes, tea, correct, tea.
They are taking a breakfast?
No, the question is the food that you observe.
I
Fruit
observe
salad.
pancakes.
Okay, pancakes.
Fruit. Observe fruit.
Yogurt, pancakes, are you sure? I don't remember.
Muffin.
Muffins, yes. Muffins, yes.
Fruit. Cereal.
Fruit, correct. Fruit. Well, actually, it was granola, I think. Granola. Looks like cereal, but I think it was granola. And tea, muffin, fruit salad, right? What else? I remember two more things that you haven't mentioned.
Coffee.
Or maybe coffee, correct, coffee. One more?
Bread.
No, fruit.
Bread. No sé cómo se dice.
Bread? I think that we could see muffins, but it was not bread, I think.
Watermelon in the fruit.
Okay, it's fruits, correct, fruit, watermelon, but fruit in general. Yogurt, right?
Pancake.
Yogurt. Honestly, I don't remember pancakes. Honestly, I don't remember, but tomorrow we're going to check again the video, okay, with sound. And we're going to
Mr. Orange shirt in the bar eat pancake.
Okay, we're gonna check tomorrow. I don't remember, but maybe, right? Okay, pancakes. So maybe they were eating. Okay, but that's what I remember. I agree. So tomorrow we're gonna watch the video again at the beginning of the class and listening, of course. The second time we'll be listening and you will have some other listening practice, listening activities, okay? I think 2 more listening activities.
Okay.
Okay, so get ready for tomorrow because listening is important. Okay, well, everything is important. But tomorrow we'll continue. Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a nice night. Take care.
I see you tomorrow.
Take care, teacher.
You too.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
teacher.
Bye-bye. Take care. You too. Have a nice night.